Well, guys, it's official. Ether mining is dead, it's no longer profitable, and it ain't coming back. Well, hopefully, you guys could tell that I was just joking, or at least half joking. As you know, my channel is transparent. That's the reason why I decided to make a channel, is because it's sometimes a little bit difficult to find transparency uh, and find real info about crypto mining out there. A lot of people are trying to keep other people out from this, but I figured I would always be transparent. So what has been going on? Well, the profitability is way down, and here's the proof. We're on my Ethermine page, and again, in case you haven't been watching my older videos, uh, basically what I operate is a roughly 220, 225 mega hash per second rig, or a combination of rigs. Uh, and this is what Ethermine is projecting that I will produce in the upcoming month. $304.06. To me, that's very underwhelming. This is the lowest I've ever seen it. I've never seen it that low. Uh, the highest I've ever seen it was $710 roughly, somewhere between $700 to $710. And I'd say about 80% of the time that I've been mining, it's fluctuated between about $400 to $500. So this number, it's definitely worrying me, but we are still profitable. Now, my rig consumes roughly $140 to $150 a month in electricity at a rate of 15 cents per kilowatt hour. So we're still well above that number. And in fact, I even have the mining profitability calculator open here in another tab. And again, 220 mega hash per second rig. Something of that size is gonna consume roughly 1,200 watts, depending on the configuration. It can be a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower. But at 15 cents per kilowatt hour, we're still profitable, close to $200 of profit a month. And hell, even if you were in Hawaii with the highest electricity rates in the country, you're still profitable. Check it out, $72 a month. Now again, I want to add to this that this isn't financial advice. Don't rely on this information to get into mining or to not get into mining. These are just the numbers. Also, furthermore, like, even though we are still profitable, if someone were to get into mining today, day one, for a rig of that size, you're going to be looking at roughly $5,000, roughly a $5,000 investment. So, you can do the math. You're looking at, what is that, like 25 months until you break even on your equipment, which is 2 years and a month, 2 years and 2 months roughly. That's a long time. That's a long time. So it's definitely something to consider. But again, this is crypto. Things change every week. They change quite a bit. So, profitability could go up a little bit next week, could go down further. Who knows? If you guys did watch, or rather, if you didn't watch one of my previous videos, I actually, because the profitability has been crashing in the past several days, I decided to compile some data since Ether's inception, and then run some just simple statistical analysis on that. And basically, what I came up with is that, well, rather, now at this rate, we are now below Ether's average mining profitability since its inception. So we're now below the historical average profitability. So who knows how long this is going to continue. It could go lower, it could come back up, we don't know. But quite amazingly, it's actually not too far below the average historical profitability. So we could maybe just be stable, reaching the stable point. Because since I've been mining in December, it has been a good wave. The numbers have been good. So we might just be coming back to normal. And also, why has the profitability been going down so much? Well, it's been the combination of the difficulty going up, so it's taking you a longer time to mine the same amount of ether, using the same amount of hashing power. So difficulty is going up, so it's taking you longer to mine the same amount of coin. But also the price has been crashing as well in the past few days. So I have this page open here on CoinGecko. I believe they take their pricing based on the average of like the top 30 crypto exchanges in the world. Don't quote me on that, but it's a good approximation of what Ether is trading at worldwide. And so we can see how it's currently at $660, and that it's dropped in price like 10% just in the past day, which again, that's not atypical at all for crypto, but it's not good unless you're shorting it somehow. I don't know if you can short it. I think you can now. But anyway, we can see how, even just 4 or 5 days ago, we were trading at about $850 a coin. Now we're down like 20%. So what's happened? Why is it down so much? Well, I mean, we can only speculate. If I had to speculate, I would base it on two things, although I don't know for sure. But the Securities and Exchange Commission has come out and said that they are considering crypto asset regulation. And apparently that the market thinks that's a bad thing because the price has tanked. Is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? I mean, I think it's hard to tell. Maybe some people know, and maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. But from where I stand, I think it's hard to tell because on the one hand, you have people who say that, well, crypto assets at the core are supposed to be decentralized, so any regulation would be, a step toward some form of centralization, right? I get that. But on the other hand, it's undeniable that there's a lot of fraud out there in the space right now. There's a lot of coins that their sole purpose is just to make the founders, the developers, money. It has no real use case. They're not planning to develop the coin long term. They're just trying to essentially get rich quick. So when you look at it from that perspective, I think regulation is a good thing. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a good argument for and a good argument against, but I guess at least in the short term, the market's taking it as a bad sign, and I think that's been part of the reason why cryptos across the board in general have been dropping in price a lot. The second reason, or at least from where I stand, or basically how I see it, is that the second reason for why the price has dropped is because the U.S. stock market has also been losing value in the past few days, weeks. And I have noticed that these markets are they tend to follow each other. Of course, there's always going to be exceptions, but they do tend to follow each other. If on a given day one goes up in value quite a bit, the other one's probably going to go up in value quite a bit, and vice versa. From where I stand, those are the two reasons why the pricing has been crashing in the past several days. Hopefully, it does not persist. I do not think it will. Uh, but I mean, even if it doesn't persist, we're still fighting an uphill battle when it comes to the difficulty. Difficulty continues to go up. In general, it continues to go. It's on an upward trend. Um, so even the price rebounding doesn't necessarily mean our profitability is going to come back up. It just goes to show how these markets they're definitely a lot more complex um, than they appear to be on the surface. So there's definitely a lot to consider if you are thinking about getting into crypto mining in general. Definitely a lot to consider. So yeah, that's it. That's my spiel for today. To sum it all up, profitability is way down. I'm a little bit panicked, but not too much. Let me know what you guys think. Why are we experiencing a crash in profitability? Do you guys think it's going to persist for the short term, medium term, long term? What did you guys think about my explanations regarding the drop in the price of the crypto assets? Do you think I'm way off, or do you think there's some merit to my arguments? Let me know what you guys think, and I will definitely check you guys out in the next video. I'm getting a payout tomorrow, so I will be releasing that video either tomorrow or the day after. Alright, well that's it for me. I'm headed off to bed. Talk to you guys later.